a derelict, derelict. All my friends, they wish me dead, they wish me dead. Every day is filled with dread, filled with dread. All my life been a derelict. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. My life been a derelict, never change, yeah, I swear to it. And of all the times I've been down and out, this time was different, I welcomed it. Every day that I fail to quit, I wind up here in the state I'm in. The heavy weight, cause it's bound to break, I need a break, the skin I'm in. Tip of my tongue tastes like battery acid. Try to push forward, I cannot push past it. Feel the blood on my tongue, it tastes metallic. Another day passes, I don't break the habit. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. So typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I kiss and feel so typical. There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Glad to see all of you had a safe and successful weekend. What's up, Anchor, Steezy, Yesser, and Dorian? Nice to see all you guys here. Today's going to be quick. I got a couple errands I got to run, so just figured I'd do a quick 20-30 minutes. Plus, not much has changed on the chart. I did want to show something that I tweeted this morning. And yeah, we'll just keep it quick, short, just quick little update. SPX. I mean, just like we always have been predicting and saying, we're above all-time highs. So really, really solid. We are now 2% off all-time highs, or above all-time highs. Great. I'm just going to leave these reasons here. I talk about them all the time in my daily analysis. So for those who don't know, I do a private daily analysis if you're interested in that. Check out the Patreon link below, but I'm just adding to this list of things to be bullish on because I read all of these different things to be bearish, right? And that's not to say like one side is right or wrong, but now that we're breaking all-time highs and every index is breaking all-time highs, you need to lean more bullish, right? I mean, look at the good and not the bad all the time. But just to kind of run through it, we're the largest wealth transfer of all time. You have baby boomers dying off, or the generation above them dying off. All their money is transferring down to the next generation. And for those of you saying, oh, well, you know, there's so many poor people and all this, the average home price in the U.S., I believe, is $450,000. Okay, 80% of baby boomers own their homes. So all of these people, I don't remember the generation above baby boomer, excuse me. But the baby boomers and the generation above, 80% of them own their homes. 90%, I think 90% above the baby boomers own their homes. As those people die, they sell their homes, or the family sells the homes, collects the money. Money's got to go somewhere. We also have the wealthier class has the most money of all time. And that's to go and say that there is an increasing rate of upper class people. So yes, you have the middle class diminishing, but you have the lower and upper class both increasing. It's not just lower class increasing. So a lot of these people have a lot of money. They need it to work for them. There's $6 trillion of sideline capital out there. We've talked about it so many different times. Not going to go too far into it. We have the tech boom. You can't have a recession in a tech boom. It's just not possible. The economy gets stimulated too much. Markets are easier to access. You can go and download Robinhood, download Webull. You can watch YouTube on how to trade. You don't have to call a broker and have them do everything for you. The market's pricing in 6 rate reductions. So, little side note: I am looking to buy a house. I guess this year, the end of this year. If rates come down, I'm buying a house. I've been sitting on a lot of cash, waiting to buy. So very, very excited for that. But if the market's pricing in 6 rate reductions, we're likely going to see higher. I know in the past, and everyone's going to pull this out, that rate reductions mean that the market drops. That is not always true, right? There has been 2 occasions where that has happened. In 2000, a lot of the rate reductions actually came after we had dropped, I believe, almost 20%. And they're usually a response to stimulate the economy once again. 2008, yes, I know that some of them were reduced, caused a fall, but actually in 2000 and in 2008, I believe a lot of them happened actually closer to the bottom, so it was a good buying signal, especially in the long run. On top of that, there's been on many occasions where you actually have a flip-flop, so and I'm going to change the color of this very quickly back to white. You actually had a flip-flop where rates actually went up, and so basically rates went up, price also went up, or essentially the SPX went up. We had rates go up, and the stock market went down. So for me, and right now, there is no relationship between rate hikes, at least of current. There is no relationship, and there's also been periods of time, guys. And, you have to take in effect that not everything is the same all the time. You can't look at 2008 and 2000 in the 1970s and compare it to now. You can't. Everything is 10 times different, right? All of the issues and problems from 2008 aren't the same as today. And also, you didn't have all of this sideline capital. You did not just have a COVID crash. You also didn't have a 30% market correction on top of everything that already happened. So, for me, you can't compare the two. You just can't. You can't compare everything. But back to my example, you've actually had rate reductions. I believe it was in the 2000s. I want to say it was here in the 2000s. We had rate reductions and the market went up. So the idea that rates and market crashes go hand in hand, I'm just not a big supporter of that. I see the comparison. I get why you think so, because I wouldn't say most of the time, but it is common that rate reductions, I don't want to say cause the market to go down, but the market will be going down as rate reductions are taking place. And a big portion of why rate reductions happen is, again, to get businesses to borrow loans, take out money so that they can stimulate the economy. Bobby says, but the macro, Bitcoin to 10K. I highly doubt. I want to make, I can't, this damn chat. All right, let's keep moving on. I can't. The chat's kind of bugged. So DXY, not going to spend too much time here, guys. We're just ranging. You know, I went over it this morning. We're just ranging through 104 and 100 until one of those levels breaks. Not a lot to talk about. Total's up today. Bitcoin pumped. One thing that I wanted to start talking about is this. We are expecting a market-wide correction. It's going to look the same on Bitcoin. This chart pretty much follows, total pretty much follows Bitcoin because it's the majority of the market cap. So we're expecting a 30%, around a 30% correction. Why? Few things. One, our Bollinger Bands. They're too spread out. You need them to come in. So if you think of a prior example, or if I can give you a prior example, look at this. And look the distance between these Bollinger Bands, right? You have a massive distance here. What needed to happen? Consolidation. So yes, I know we went up from there, but just so that you know, here's another example. You have a huge fall down, a huge distance between these bands. What happened? Consolidation, bring the bands in, create that volatility, send it lower. So if you're ever wondering, why, are Bollinger Bands the end of the world indicator? No, but it's a good indication amongst many that are saying a market-wide correction is likely coming. On top of that, we have our moving averages here, our 50 and 200 on the weekly. Would it not make sense for price to, or at least the moving averages and price to meet or catch up to each other so we can continue trend? My opinion, it would. So where is that correction? If we're expecting a 30% correction, look at that. What else does that line up with? A massive horizontal support level. If you look at this in a very basic way, right? I'm just going to remove everything. Get rid of every indicator so it's very easy to see. What does this look like to you? It looks like a range, a much larger range here. A breakout, a rejection, a retest to continue higher. That is very, very bullish, right? If you look at maybe something like this, right, where we break down, we have a rejection, we retest, right? We retest. I'm not sure if you can consider this a major level. I'm sure on the daily it is here, and then we continue lower. Are we not just doing the same thing but in reverse? And it's not going to be picture perfect, super easy to follow like that, but in a very macro picture, all we're doing is breaking out, retesting, continuing. That is very, very bullish behavior. I want to make a Bob's a legend. Oh, I don't know who Bob is. Bitcoin was at 15K. When Bitcoin was at 15K, I'm not sure who you're. I don't know who Bobby is. So, okay, let's keep moving on. Bitcoin, so again, same thing on the weekly. Let's take a look at this real quick. And this is really all I wanted to show you guys today. We have a golden cross. So we have this golden cross. One thing about golden crosses with any asset is usually you see a correction not only on the day of the cross, but following up with the cross. Because this is a weekly, it's probably going to take more time. Look at the distance. You have a massive distance in your Bollinger Bands. This band has to catch up. And if it does, let's say it catches up here. Look at this. Moving averages catching up. A 30% correction. You know, pretty solid. Let's see if I have... No, that's not going to do it. On my Twitter, I have this posted. Unfortunately, I can't grab the post. It's every single time, and I'm just going to show you very, very quickly. Go to the daily. For the last 5 years, every time we've gotten 100% pump to the upside, we see a 20 to 30% correction. I.e., you have, what is this, a 15 to 24? What is this, like 70%? 58%? And you have a 30%, right? Here you have, let's see. Here you have, oh man, this thing's annoying. You have 106% to the upside, 20% to the downside. Then you have 136% to the upside, 32% to the downside. Again, upside 105, downside 27. So you can go through this all you want. I'm not going to do it. You know, I've already made the tweet, but let's take a look at this. We have, again, 97% upside. We have a clear as day head and shoulders forming now. If we get the shoulder at 44K, I'm going to look to short, just personally. And I'm looking for that overall correction. And again, to make a larger consolidation so that we can go higher. Just because we get a head and shoulders doesn't mean we're going to zero. I know everyone's going to say that. The Twitter posts are going to come out after. This is likely just a market correction so that we can continue moving higher overall. Because you have to remember, the equities or equity stocks are already breaking out. Like SPX, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ are already setting new highs. My opinion, crypto will eventually follow. It's probably a year difference, though. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance. One thing I showed today on the live stream as well. I'm going to pull this out. And let's do this. So one thing, very, very important. Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance are trending up in value. As long, and I, you know, I'm going to first of all say this. I know I was wrong. I thought this was a head and shoulders. It validated and is now pumping back up. Nothing you can do about it. So as for an alt session season, probably not going to happen yet. The good thing is, though, we didn't really take any trades seeing this. We were just looking at alts. Like, looking at alts doesn't mean anything. So what does this mean? Bitcoin corrects, right? Bitcoin does that big, 30% correction, whatever. Let's say Bitcoin dominance just ranges here. What are you looking at? You're looking at two confluent, positively correlated charts that have been positively correlated for about a year and 2 months-ish. I mean, quite significant here. If Bitcoin dominance is showing bullishness, Bitcoin should follow suit. Bitcoin is currently taking liquidity from alts, absorbing most of that money coming into the market. It's looking great. Anytime. I'm more than happy to update you guys. I just want to do a quick one today. Just so that you guys know, I'm going on a quick ski trip from Wednesday evening until Monday morning. So I probably won't stream the rest of the week. Actually, I can't stream the rest of the week. I can't bring my setup and stuff. So there won't be any streams the rest of the week, and I apologize for that. I will continue to post on Twitter, will be active in Discord, but unfortunately will not have any live streams this week. I'll make a Twitter, or I guess a tweet, probably tomorrow about it. But just wanted to kind of show you some comparisons before I have to get out of here. So very interested in seeing this. If we get that correction, Bitcoin dominance goes sideways. And then if this still looks like a bull flag, we're looking good. We're looking good to continue upwards on Bitcoin. So lots of good confluence there. I will look at ETH real quick since someone asked, and then we'll call it a day. So ETH, just kind of ranging. There's really nothing important going on here. It almost looks like it's trying to make its own head and shoulders, so I'm a little confused there. To me, it's not as clean as Bitcoin, so personally, I'd rather short. Like Bitcoin just looks too clean to me. So, but yeah, Ethereum probably going to follow suit with Bitcoin. One thing I'm not liking is how Ethereum to Bitcoin dominance is now it's just showing a lot of weakness. I mean, you still have those bullish divergences there, but it's not. It needs to start picking up the pace. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. If you're interested in the private daily analysis, go see the Patreon link below. Thanks to Coincatch for sponsoring the stream. In my opinion, they're one of the better crypto exchanges. I trade pretty much all my trades coming from there. I have my portfolio spread out over 3 different exchanges, but been using a lot of them lately. I like their team. They're very supportive. They give me all the information I need to know. Plus, they added Tau to the exchange because I asked them to do so. So, with all that said, guys, be patient, users management, and good luck.